Hi students, good morning. Are you okay? How are you now? Hi, good morning. Ramya, Lilavati, Namrata, Prakriti, Shweta, all of you, good morning. How are you all? Doing well? I'm good, ma. I'm fine. Prakriti, Shweta, I'm very good. So, how's everything? So, around you, environment is nice. We are making the plans not to go out, right? Yes. Fine, ma. So let us begin with today's. Yesterday, let me have some small points what we discussed yesterday. Then we'll start with the today's thing. So yesterday we discussed about the various types of second order defense, right? We spoke about second order defense, right? What are the second order defense we discussed yesterday? Tell me, name them. Second order, first order defense we have done already. What are the second order defense we have learned yesterday? Okay, first is about the cellular defense. We call cellular barriers. Okay, don't write just monocytes. Right? We have started with the cellular barriers. In that, earlier we had discussed already about the neutrophils. Yesterday we spoke about the monocytes. Monocytes that are modified into what are actually the modified monocytes called. Monocytes become modified big. What do we call them? Macrophages. Very good, Prakriti. So they become macrophages, and macrophages will have the engulfing character. They engulf a pathogen, and they are going to destroy by using the lytic enzymes also. They also are called as scavengers, or cleaning people in the cell. Why do we call them scavengers? Macrophages and neutrophils we call scavengers. Why? Because they not only kill the pathogens, they are going to destroy them from the area. They remove them from that infected area. Good. Okay. So that's it about the overall story about yesterday. Then we discussed about the fever, how we get fever, and why not to take the antipyretes, right? Usually take them, no? Antipyretes means the one which will pyrogens. The antipyrogens and the one that reduces the fever. We take that medicine. So you should avoid that because we are going to affect, it is going to affect the natural mechanism of killing microbes. Cremation of the microbes is happening by increasing the body temperature. But we are obstructing it by taking antipyretes. What are the antipyretes we take? Which antipyretes we take? What do you mean by antipyretes? Antipyrogen, aspirin, dolo, crocin. We all take it. In many mild fever also we take. We should not take it because it is going to obstruct our natural mechanism. Right. Right then. So very high fever if you have, you should take something like this because it's going to kill or burn the nervous tissue, neurons. Therefore, you are supposed to take certain crocin. That too, at least smaller baby, you should not allow them to have high fever. Right? We should give them immediately crocin and other things. Dolo, aspirin, crocin. Okay. Then we should avoid them getting high fever by at least giving them cold packs. You do cold packs now. Cold packs are taking the cold packs. Available is a market will sig the cold pack is plastic cover irutte. Freezer ittru ತಗೊಂಡು ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಕರ್ಚೀಫ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡಿ. ನಿಸರ್ಗ, good morning. You came today at right time. Okay, sponge bath ತಗೋಬೇಕು. Correct. Okay. So we are now going to start with the new part. That's about the third line defense. Okay. We'll start off because by tomorrow I'm going to finish this. Whole thing will be there for your syllabus for the coming test. Okay. So what I'm talking about right now is the third line defense, third order defense, right? Third order is a major one. Actually, this is a major one. All other things, this is called specific defense mechanism or the third order defense. It is contributed by the production of antigens and antibodies. Okay, so antigens and antibodies are actually produced by our lymphocytes, right? So lymphocytes are those which are producing antigens, antibodies. What are the antigen antibodies actually? So normally you would have seen, no, we produce antibodies against pathogens. Hege release agate andre. First thing, antigens anta andre, they are the proteins. Antigens are certain type of proteins present on the cell surface of almost all the cells. Okay, listen now. Stop saying good morning. Listen to me now, right? All of you are coming now. I can't help it because I want to do it, right? I want to explain you. You are coming a little late. Also, I cannot help it. It's just 11:30. I'm going to start it, right? So I told you that there are certain antigens which are nothing but proteins present on our cell membranes, right? Not only on our cell membranes, it is present in bacterial cell membrane, bacterial outer wall, virus, and also pollen grains. You have feathers, dust. Everywhere there are certain proteins. Sometimes you may get some carbohydrates also on the surface, right? These are always called as antigens. Okay, antigens are those which are proteins present at the surface of every cell or an organism. These antigens normally are distinguished as self antigens and the foreign antigens, right? Self and non-self antigens we call them. Antigens which are self, and those which are present in our own body, they are considered to be self antigens, right? Suppose there is one WBC moving here, another WBC comes and hits it, then their self antigen, they will not fight, they will not oppose. This is called self antigen, right? But suppose a new type of protein enters, maybe a bacteria, maybe a virus, maybe a pollen grain, if it enters, its surface protein will be considered as a foreign antigen or non-self antigen. So against the non-self antigens, our antigens of the WBC cells or lymphocytes produce another protein called the antibodies. Antibodies are those which will engulf the foreign antigen and they destroy them. This is called antigen-antibody reaction, right? So antigens are the self and non-self antigens. Actually, most of all of our body cells will recognize which is self, which is not self, right? So these are the self, non-self antigens. Let me explain you how is antigen working. Okay. So antigens normally contain two properties. I'll just write it on the board. You watch it. Okay. So today we are talking about the third order defense. Third order defense, or we call it as the specific immunity. This is brought by antigens and antibodies. So what are antigens? Both are type of proteins that provide your immunity. They are proteins. Okay. Antigens are considered either self antigens or non-self antigens. Self is our own antigen that's going to be recognized and it will not be opposed. Non-self antigens will be resisted by the production of antibodies. Antibodies are also type of proteins that are produced by normally the self antigens against the foreign antigens, against non-self antigens. Okay, this is how our immunity is identified. Now coming to the antigens proper, these antigens, when we are talking about self, we are not again using the word self because self will not be opposed. If any bacteria enters or a virus enters our body, it is considered to be its surface protein is different. It is called as a non-self antigen. Then what happens? This non-self antigen is opposed by our body. So how should be the antigen? So regularly, if I say antigen, it is a non-self antigen only I am discussing. Okay. So the foreign body, when it enters our body, what all it will have? It will have two properties. One is called as antigenicity. Antigenicity. Second is called as immunogenicity. So there are two properties of foreign antigens. Antigens is it should have a different protein and it should be considered non-self antigen. First property. Second is immunogenicity. It is the ability of a foreign antigen to provoke the antibody production. We call this as the type of immunogenicity. You get the immunogenicity when it is recognized as a foreign antigen. Suppose it is not considered, like some of the steroids are like that. Suppose you take steroids, it will not be considered as a foreign antigen at all. Our body will take it. Therefore, after that, some days you will develop dependency on steroids, right? Mostly that's why you are not supposed to get habituated to take steroids, like applying steroids on the face and taking asthma tablets and all. They're all steroidal things, right? So avoiding steroids will help you to take something, because steroids have almost similar chemical property as that of our self antigens. Therefore, our body will accept it easily. But actually, our body should not accept foreign things so easily. That's what is our immune power, immunity, right? So every non-self antigen, the foreign antigen, will have two properties. One is antigenicity, that is having different protein than the self. Second is immunogenicity, that is producing antibodies against the foreign antigens, right? This is the one which is provoking the antibody production, right? So antibodies are the another type of proteins produced with the self antigen against the foreign antigen to engulf and kill the pathogen. I'll tell you how it happens and all later. But normally some of the antigens which have all these both the properties, they are called as a complete or perfect antigens. Or complete means full, they have all the properties. But some of them I told you, like penicillin, if you take penicillin, it is called as a half antigen, incomplete antigen. It will not have full antigenicity and immunogenicity will not have. It will have only one, that is not producing antibodies, but it is considered as a antigen. It is having antigenicity but not immunogenicity. That kind of antigens are called as the half antigens or the incomplete antigens. Incomplete antigens, they will not be having all the both the properties. So they are called as haftens. Understand this? Haftens are the incomplete antigens. They are not provoking the antibody production, or they may provoke the antibody production, but they don't have a different type of antigenicity, right? Did you get it? This is called the antigen and antibody property. Did you understand? So now I'll give you the structure of an antibody. Antibody structure, you should know. It is a protein. I told you they are called the Ig protein. They are antibodies are nothing but proteins called immunoglobulin proteins. Okay. So understand this. These are called as immunoglobulin proteins. Immunoglobulin proteins, right? They are written as Ig. Ig is a short form for immunoglobulin proteins. Okay. So now this diagram for a antibody is there for your syllabus. You need to know the structure of the antibody. Okay. So structure of antibody, which is nothing but Ig. Ig is antibody, immunoglobulin protein, right? So you are all going to listen to me. Hello everyone. Who is this? Hello everyone. Ritu, who is Ritu? Ritu, what is Tiffin? I don't understand. It's a false idea, fake idea. Okay. So Tiffin and all you need, I will do anyway subject. You keep listening to this. Okay. So the antibody structure I'm going to give you, that is what we call it as the immunoglobulin protein, structure of an antibody. Okay. This antibody will have namely the structure which is Y-shaped structure. You can observe here it is a Y-shaped structure having polypeptide chain. Okay. This is an antibody. Okay. This is called as a long chain, long polypeptide chain we call it. It is called the heavy chain. Nearby you have another short chain. We call it as the light chain. So there are two chains of polypeptides. This will be asked for 5 marks to you. So understand this properly. So there are two chains. This is a long one. We call it as a heavy chain. Heavy chain of polypeptides. And these two are the light chains of polypeptides. Light chain. Okay. And here in between you get the disulfide bonds. Okay. There are disulfide bonds connecting the heavy chains as well as the light chains. S and S. Disulfide bonds are there. S and S in both the sides. S and S. And this is S and S. Okay. And here, this is a long polypeptide chain. Each of them at the tip they will contain the antigen binding site. Okay. We call this as the antigen binding site. Because antigen will bind to it and then get collapsed. Binding site. Okay. Then here also we'll get both the sides will have the antigen binding site. Okay. This is the antigen binding site. Then here you find the polypeptide chain from all the immunoglobulin antibody structure. Structure and video. Structure is nothing but immunoglobulin. Protein structure and video. It's a long polypeptide chain, it's a short polypeptide chain. This is called the heavy chain, this is a light chain. And on both of these heavy and light chain, at the tip you have variable type of amino acids. It's not same in all. We call this as the variable arm or variable chain or variable arm or variable chain. Variable chain. And this part, this and this are having is a variable chain, and these are having constant chain because they are constant type of amino acids. Constant chain, and here also. So we call this a V and V. Variable, this is constant and constant chain. So this structure will be asked for 5 marks for you. Draw and label the parts of antibody with the explanation. So drawing is very important for you for the board examination. Okay, done then. So did you understand this? Did you see that? Okay, fine. So write down the points on this. Then we are going to continue with the explanation on antibody. First you write antigens and antibodies. Okay. Shobhita, Prakriti. Okay. Some false idea and all. I don't know. You people will not have given somebody. Otherwise, they will not simply enter. Moreover, if they come also, what they understand, I don't know. They'll ask tiffin aita, uta aita, anta, they will ask you. So nothing else other than that they have in their mind, right? So false ID people should know. I think they are there already. Ritu, who is Ritu? Ritu, you are only false ID, yeah? Ritu, you want tiffin? You are false idea. Ritu, you are from which college? Why have you entered? You want to learn subject or what? Because I never know who is Ritu. Never I heard of name. Okay. Why you are entering? You want to learn subject? You are from which college? Okay, leave that. So write down, all of you. Specific defense mechanism or third order immunity. Third line of body defense or third order immunity. Right now, this type of immunity provides protection against specific foreign substances or materials. Specific foreign substances or materials. Next. It involves antigen. I repeat. You want me to repeat, Mr. Guy? I repeat. Okay, write down. This type of immunity provides protection against specific type of foreign material or foreign substance. Foreign material or foreign substance. Okay, done. Next. This involves antigen and antibody reactions. This involves antigen and antibody reactions. Right, on antigens. These are a type of proteins. These are a type of proteins that are normally found on the cell surface. That are normally found on the cell surface. Such antigens are recognized as self or non-self antigen. Such antigens are recognized as self and non-self antigens by our immune system. Self and non-self antigens by our immune system. Self and non-self antigens by our immune system. Self antigens are our own cell surface proteins. Self antigens are our own self surface proteins. And the non-self antigens are foreign substances. And the non-self antigens are foreign substances. Foreign substances that may enter the body. That may enter the body and it provokes the production of antibodies. It provokes the production of antibodies. Provoke the production of antibodies. Antibodies produced by the lymphocytes. Antibodies produced by the lymphocytes destroy the foreign antigens. Destroy the foreign antigens by protecting the body from invaders. Protecting the body from invaders. Foreign antigens are normally bacteria. Last point. They protect the body from foreign invaders. Last word. Foreign invaders. Antibodies protect the body from foreign invaders. Aita? What Ritu? Ritu, you are from which college? Ritu should answer, otherwise I ask them to remove you. If you simply enter like this, I don't know. They just disturb, ma'am. Yeah, I know, I can understand. Okay, let them keep disturbing. I don't bother. Next time I will find that ID and let us not respond to them. Fine. If they are genuinely wanting to know the subject, let me know. Otherwise, don't want. Okay, next. Right now, I said the antibodies. I am repeating the sentence here. Hafsha, the antibodies destroy the foreign invaders or destroy the foreign invaders. Okay, I mean, she left. I really wonder why are they like this. Okay, fine. Right, and next one you write. Foreign antigens are bacteria, virus, are toxins like snake venom. Are toxins like snake venom. Did you write? Next, write the side heading. Characters of an antigen. Are yaar, what last word I don't know. Snake venom. Yeah, that was the last word. Sanjana. Last word. Are yaar, Ritu came again. Is it girl or a boy? Good. So don't disturb my Ritu. Better. You want to learn, you learn. Otherwise, get lost. Right? Next. Characters of antigens. Antigens are normally the foreign invaders they must possess two important properties. First one, what are the first one? I told you two important properties of antigens. I told you, tell me. Two important properties of antigens. First one, antigenicity. Number two, immunogenicity. Yes, correct. Bindushri. Antigenicity, and second one is immunogenicity. Good, Navyashri. Correct. And all of you, I'm saying, if at all somebody is coming and disturbing, don't respond to them. Let's continue. Let them keep on messaging. I don't mind. Okay. Antigenicity, immunogenicity. First one, you write antigenicity. It is the ability of a foreign antigen that can be distinguished from self-antigens. By differing in its protein. Second one, immunogenicity is the ability of an antigen. Antigenicity is the, array yaar, somebody write the last word. Somebody, those who wrote already, write the last word, last sentence. Last sentence, dear. Last sentence. Antigenicity. She is asking me. Please repeat. Antigenicity is the ability of a foreign antigen to differ from the self antigen, having different protein, differing in its protein. Good. Correct, winner. Second one, you write immunogenicity. Immunogenicity. It is the ability of a foreign antigen It is an ability of a foreign antigen to provoke the antibody production. To provoke the antibody production. So I request our people to look at this Sanvi and somebody saying hi and all, remove them from this group, right? I don't know them. So those who are new ones, I want them to be removed. Okay, fine. Did you write it? Provoke the antibody production. Next I reading. Complete antigen or a perfect antigen. Complete antigen or a perfect antigen. Any antigen that possesses both antigenicity and immunogenicity. Any antigen that possesses both antigenicity and immunogenicity is said to be perfect antigen. Perfect antigen. Next, right? Imperfect antigens. So I told you, the complete antigen is the antigen that provides both antigenicity and immunogenicity. I am repeating. That possess both antigenicity and immunogenicity. Second one, imperfect antigen or incomplete antigen. These are the antigens. These are the antigens that may have either antigenicity or only immunogenicity. Antigenicity and immunogenicity. Not both. Not both. They're also called haftons. They're also called haftons. HAFTENS, Haftens. Then let's write the side heading. Sorry, example you write. Example is penicillin. Penicillin and certain steroids. Penicillin and certain steroids. Certain steroids. Write the heading antibodies. Antibodies are types of proteins Antibodies are types of proteins that are produced in response to foreign antigens. Antibodies are certain type of proteins that are produced in response to foreign antigens that can engulf and destroy them. That can engulf and destroy them. Destroy them. Antibodies are normally immunoglobulin proteins. Antibodies are normally immunoglobulin proteins. Immunoglobulin proteins. These are written as Ig proteins. These are written as Ig proteins. Written. General structure of antibody is as given below. General structure of an antibody is as given below. Is as given below. Draw the diagram of antibody, which I had drawn it earlier and I explained you that. Draw this using the scale and pencil. 5-mark question at the sides. Structure of antibody, a 5-mark question. So you can see 2 long chains are there, 2 short chains are there. Long chains are called heavy chains of polypeptide, short ones are called light chains of polypeptide. At the tip of both light and heavy chain, there is an antigen binding site. And they are linked by dipeptide bonds. You can observe they are linked by dipeptide bonds. And on both light and heavy chain, the first portion is called variable chain. And second part is called the constant chain or variable arm and the constant arm. Did you write? Okay, draw it, Sudipta. Finished, I think, na? Okay, write down a typical antibody. Typical antibody of immunoglobulin protein. Immunoglobulin protein possess two types of polypeptide chains. Two types of polypeptide chains. Two types of polypeptide chains. First one, heavy chain. Second one, light chain. Heavy chain. Second one, light chain. Heavy chain is a longer chain. Longer chain. And show a Y-like structure. Show a Y-like structure. Y-like structure. Sanvi, if you don't have other work, at least listen to the subject or get lost here. You talk about subject. If you have understood antibody, fine. Otherwise, you can explain one day antibody structure. Okay. Next, right? The amino acid sequence in the two chains varies. Amino acid sequence in the two chains vary. Next, the two heavy chains. Next point, the two heavy chains are linked by disulfide bonds. The two heavy chains are linked by disulfide bonds. Disulfide bonds. Heavy chain and light chains are linked by disulfide bonds. Heavy chain and light chain are linked by disulfide bonds. You watch it again. ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಇವರು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನೇನೋ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಸೈಡ್ಗೆ. ಹೆಂಗ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸರ್ ಅದನ್ನ? ಹಾ 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 ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಸರು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸಾನ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಏನೇನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಹ್ಮ್. ಸರಿ ಸರಿ, ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಸರಿ, ಫೈನ್. Now you can see video is not seen. Okay, fine. Okay, actually it is, I just wanted to have some other work, so that's why I just did like that. Okay, so let's now talk about the next part. So antibody structure you are written now. One more point you add at the end. Okay, last point you add at the end. Not last, two more points are there. The terminal end of both heavy and light chains, the terminal end of both heavy and light chains possess variable type of amino acids and that region is specific for every antibody, and it is specific to particular antigen. Written behind the V chain or V region, behind the V region, there is a constant region. There is a constant region whose amino acid chain is constant, whose amino acid chain is constant, to all type of antibodies, to all type of antibodies. All type of antibodies. Okay, next write antigen binding site. Antigen binding site. At the terminal tip of variable chain, at the terminal tip of variable chain, there is a binding site for specific antigen. Specific antigen, and is called epitope. E-P-I-T-O-P-E. Epitope. It is called epitope. Epitope. Will you write? I repeat, Nisarga. At the tip of variable chain, there is an antigen binding site called epitope. E-P-I-T-O-P-E. Epitope. Done? Okay, fine. Okay, that's about the antibody structure. Okay, fine. Did you follow now? So antibody structure is a 5-mark question to you. You will have to draw a Y-shaped structure. Heavy chain will be totally Y-like. Light chain is attached to the upper part of the heavy chain by disulfide bonds, and the tip will be having antigen binding sites. Okay, fine then. So let's now move on to next part. That is about the types of lymphocytes. That is, this antigen antibody reactions is brought by particular type of lymphocytes. So let me give you the types of lymphocytes. Observe on the board. Afterwards, you will understand how do they function. So coming to the lymphocytes. So always the lymphocytes are the type of WBC cells produced by the bone marrow, and they will be released from there and they get matured in different regions. So those are the types of antigens we call it. Actually, these are the lymphocytes. I'll talk now about the lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are produced by the bone marrow. These are two types. One is called B lymphocytes, B lymphocyte, and that one is called as the T lymphocyte. Okay, so B lymphocytes are produced in the bone marrow, but they will mature at bursa lymphoid tissue, which is located in the intestinal's Peyer's patch. Peyer's patch PATCH, Peyer's patch, and other regions like tonsils. This is about the B lymphocyte. This is called bursa because of this B word. Bursa it has come from, right? Bursa lymphoid tissue present in the Peyer's patch. Peyer's patch is present in the intestine section. Suppose you are learned intestine section will be like this, right? So it will be having like this villi. In the intestine, in the lympho, this area, you will get Peyer's patches. This is the area where the B lymphocytes are matured. So B lymphocytes mature in the bursa lymphoid tissue like Peyer's patch and tonsils. But T lymphocytes are given the name because they are maturing at the thymus area. Thymus lymphocytes or the T lymphocytes, right? T lymphocytes are the thymus lymphocytes. They mature at thymus, right? Then coming to the bursa lymphocytes or the B lymphocytes, these normally provide the immunity by recognizing foreign antigens and producing antibodies. Means they are called the humoral immunity, or they are sensitized by the foreign antigens and produce antibody. So this is called as antibody mediated immunity. This provide antibody mediated immunity. Okay, but what about the T lymphocyte? They will be directly they'll attack cell to cell. Therefore, this is called the cell mediated immunity. Cell mediated immunity. So these I'll explain you in detail how it happens. Okay, so right now you remember two things. They will ask you to distinguish between B and T lymphocytes. B lymphocytes are produced in the bone marrow, but they mature in the bursa lymphoid tissue of the mainly Peyer's patches of the intestine as well as the tonsils. What we get it in that area, it will mature. Right? T lymphocytes are called thymus lymphocytes because they are produced in the bone marrow, but they mature at the thymus. And B lymphocytes normally will produce the antibodies and they will act on it. Therefore, it is called the antibody mediated immunity. And it also, we call it as the humoral immunity. Humoral refers to antibody mediated immunity. It produces antibody against foreign antigens and fight against the antibodies. Okay, that's about the humoral immunity or antibody mediated immunity. But what about the T lymphocytes? They attack cell by cell. Suppose there is a foreign pathogen, C produce number of cells, they will attack, not the antibodies. Only B lymphocytes produce antibodies. Right? So first we'll write some differences, then we'll go to the details. So let me give you how exactly they function. So understand how they function. One by one, I will explain you B and T lymphocyte functioning. Then you will get to know how do they function. So coming to the first B lymphocytes, I'm giving you B lymphocytes action. How do they act? Action, right? So imagine this is a pathogen, right? Pathogen is anything. This is an antigen. Antigen means foreign pathogen. When it comes in contact with the B lymphocytes, these are the B lymphocytes. This is a B lymphocyte. When they come in contact with B lymphocytes, they come together. Then B lymphocytes immediately start producing number of cells. They are called the plasma cells. Plasma cells are produced, right? Number of plasma cells are produced. Apart from that, it will form B memory cells. Memory cells means to recognize what it is recognized, what is B memory cells. Later, these plasma cells act against this and produce large number of antibodies. These are all antibodies. So it will take some time for you to react because the antibody production takes a lot of time. Antibodies. First, there should be production of plasma cells, then produce antibodies. Then these will engulf the pathogen. If the pathogen is like this, they will all engulf it and then destroy this. Okay, they will be destroyed. Right? Can you see this? Let me check. Okay, so this is how antibodies are produced. Once the antibodies are produced, these antibodies, what they will do? They will engulf the pathogens. If the pathogen, they will engulf around it like this, and they are going to destroy this. Right? This is antigen antibody complex. Let me write little smaller, then you can finish all of them clearly. So I don't want to draw somewhere which you cannot see properly. Right? So what happens? These antigens, antibodies, when they are coming in contact, this is a lymphocyte. Then we produce two types of cells. First cells are called as the plasma cells. Second cells are called as the B memory cells. Okay. Plasma cells are like this. These plasma cells, each one will produce large number of antibodies. So many antibodies. There are Y-shaped, I told you. Y-shaped antibodies are produced. These Y-shaped antibodies, all of them, they will engulf the pathogen, antigen. Like this. They'll engulf. This is called as antigen antibody complex. Antibody complex is first formed. Then this complex will be destroyed and this will be separated and broken down. This is the ejected. Right? Then coming to B memory cells, beta memory cells, B cells are B lymphocyte memory cells. These will attack when there is a secondary infection. Second infection of the same pathogen. Suppose this second infection is entering for the second time, then immediately it will produce number of antibodies. It will not take time for producing the plasma cells. So these directly attack them pathogens and they will kill that, destroy this. Right? This is destroyed. So when this is destroyed, only when there is a second infection happening, not in the first infection. So after this, suppose again second time it infects, the B memory cells, I told you, memory cells will remain in our body for sometimes lifetime, like for smallpox. So they will attack the secondary infections. Right? So this is how B lymphocytes function. Right? First this one, then we'll go to the T lymphocyte function. Did you understand this, what I wrote? Okay. Right, the heading. Cells of the immune system. Cells of immune system. Right. Immune system is mainly formed by specialized WBC cells. Immune system is mainly formed by specialized WBC cells called lymphocytes. Are you writing? Specialized cells called WBC cells called lymphocytes. Next, lymphocytes are of two types. First one B lymphocytes, second T lymphocytes. B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. Right, huh? Both B and T lymphocytes are produced in the bone marrow. Bone marrow, but they get differentiated or matured, in different regions. B lymphocytes get differentiated in bursal lymphoid tissue. Bursal, B-U-R-S-A-L. Bursal lymphoid tissue. Bursal lymphoid tissue present in, where I told you present in bursal lymphoid tissue. Present in, come on answer. Nisarga Prakriti can answer. Tonsils, Peyer's patches, very good. Right on. Right on. Tonsils, Peyer's patches of intestine, Peyer's patches of intestine, and appendix. Even appendix will be there. Appendix, APPE, appendix. Next point. T lymphocytes mature at the thymus gland, that's the name, thymus lymphocytes. That's the name, thymus lymphocytes or T lymphocytes. Both mature lymphocytes are released in the bloodstream. Prakriti na ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. They are mature at the thymus and they are called thymus lymphocytes or T lymphocytes. Thymus lymphocytes or T lymphocytes. पर क्या? ಆಯ್ತಾ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ? ಸರಿ. Next. Both the lymphocytes are released in bloodstream. And circulate in both the body fluids. Circulate in both the body fluids. Blood and lymph. Blood and lymph. Next point. Some of them get stored in the lymph nodes. Some of them get stored in the lymph nodes. Next. B lymphocytes form the antibody mediated immune system. Antibody mediated immune system. Antibody mediated immune system. AMIS. AMIS andre antibody mediated immune system. Please repeat after antibody map. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಣಮ್ಮ ನನಗೆ ನಿಸರ್ಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಆಂಟಿಬಾಡಿ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ last point okay let me completely say it the mature lymphocytes are released in the body fluids like blood and lymph some of the antibodies are stored in the lymph nodes ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ next point okay right now B lymphocytes form antibody mediated immune system antibody mediated immune system ಹಾಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅದು that is AMIS ಅಂದ್ರೆ antibody mediated immune system and is also called humoral immunity. It is also called humoral, HUMORAL, humoral immunity. Next one, T lymphocytes. Yeah, correct, Sanjay. T lymphocytes produce cell-mediated immunity or CMIS. Good, Sanjay. CMIS, cell-mediated immunity, immune system. T lymphocytes provide cell-mediated immune system. CMIS. Good. Next, right? Action of B lymphocytes. Action of B lymphocytes and ಬರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದನ್ನ small drawing ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿ. Action of B lymphocytes and ಬರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದು ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿ. First ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ antigen ಆಮೇಲೆ B lymphocytes ಎರಡು ಬರೀರಿ. It produce two types of cells, plasma cells and B memory cells. Finished writing? Write it now. Let's draw it. Done, all of you finished? No means I'll wait, Romana. No, don't worry, fake IDs are removed. Don't worry, you can, I know now how to remove it. You must have given them no ID, otherwise they will not enter, no, directly like that. You might have given them something about our ID. It is only for you people. So you only are suffering now. Those people come and disturb and you people will be suffering. Why did you give them the IDs which are given to you? Confidential IDs, no, what you have. When people say that they are disturbing your class. Left side, I wrote antigen antibody complex. Down to that, what you have written back. Okay, illa. Illa. This is the destroyed. Yen badila ille. Yen badine destruction. Destruction of the antigen. Okay, I just drew small dots. That's all. This is the destruction of antigen. Okay, this is second infection. First, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬರೆಯೋಣ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ ಸಾಕು ಇದನ್ನ. Only B memory cells ಅಂತ ಬರೀರಿ ಸಾಕು. ಇದನ್ನ later ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ immediately ಇದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Memory B cells ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕು. Only secondary infection ಗೆ ನಾನು explain ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Then okay, then write down. keeping the board notes will be, the drawing will be there. If you are not completed, keep drawing. I'll just complete it right up. The drawing shows antibody mediated immune system. The drawing shows antibody mediated immune system, AMIS. This defends our body against virus, bacteria and certain toxins. This defends our body against virus, bacteria and certain toxins. Are you writing? I'm not erasing drawing, let it be. You just keep writing notes. You should make me repeat. Okay, listen. The drawing shows the antibody mediated immune system. Further, next, it defends our body against virus, bacteria and certain toxins. Certain toxins. Aita? Repeat ಮಾಡಿದ ರಕ್ಷಿತಾ ನಿಸರ್ಗ repeat it. Next. Next point. When the foreign antigens come in contact with B lymphocytes, when foreign antigens come in contact with B lymphocytes, B cells get activated. B cells get activated and produce large number of plasma B cells. Plasma B cells produce large number of plasma B cells and memory B cells. And memory B cells. Drawing ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. Plasma B cells and memory B cells. Next point. Plasma B cells. Plasma B cells act as antibody factories. Plasma B cells act as antibody factories. Next, these plasma cells produce large number of antibodies and circulate in the bloodstream and lymph. And circulate in the bloodstream and lymph. Next, antibodies selectively bind to the antigens. Antibodies selectively bind to the antigens, forming antigen-antibody complexes. Forming antigen-antibody complexes. Later, the antigens are destroyed. Okay, next to write after later the antigen. Antigen is destroyed. Later antigen is destroyed. So antigen antibody complex agindmele antigen is destroyed. Later the antigen is destroyed. Aita? Done. Next, right? Memory B cells. Memory B cells counteract the secondary infections. Counteract the secondary infections. They stay alive. They stay alive memory B cells counteract the secondary infections, second time infections. They stay alive in a person for almost lifetime. For almost lifetime. For example, I am repeating. Memory B cells stay alive in a person for lifetime. For example, antibodies against smallpox. Smallpox irutte bere valla kadime mumps measles irutte. But anyway ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸರಿನಾ? Smallpox. Next, right? B memory cells. B memory cells produce antibodies immediately during secondary infections. During secondary infections. Therefore, secondary infections are tackled faster. Second infections are tackled faster. Okay? It is also called humoral immunity because it is also called, next paragraph, it is also called humoral immunity because the plasma cells and antibodies, the plasma cells and the antibodies are produced in the plasma or the fluids. Produced in the plasma or fluids. Therefore, I repeat, It is also called humoral immunity because the plasma cells or antibodies are released in the fluids. And thus, humor refers to fluid. H-U-M-O-R, humor is the fluid. Therefore, humor refers to fluid. I repeated, Sanjay. Then, okay. So last thing I will explain the other one also. So that notes I'll give you next time. But just observe and start drawing along with me. That's about the T lymphocyte function. Okay. So I'm going to draw along with me. So now I'll explain you something about the functioning of T lymphocytes. Action of T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes action. So this is a pathogen. Imagine this is a pathogen. This is the antigen or pathogen. When it comes in contact with the T lymphocytes is like this. When they come in contact with this, T lymphocytes will bind to this, right? And produce 4 types of cells. It will produce cells. One is called HT cells. Second one is called KT cells. I'll write cells below. HT cells, KT cells, then ST cells. Last one, MT cells. MT cells. So there are 4 types. HT cells refer to the helper T cells. Helper T cells. KT cells refers to killer T cells. ST cells refers to suppressor T cells. And MT cells refers to memory T cells. Okay. Then helper T cells help the B lymphocytes for producing antibodies. Okay. Killer T cells directly attack the pathogen or antigen and destroy it. Suppressor T cells stop the production of antibodies once the infection is resolved. And memory T cells, they remember the antigen and work during secondary infection. So write this first. I'll explain again once again later. First write this. Action of T lymphocytes. Anything you are not able to see, you ask me. So much I will again remind them. If you have my number, once you message me so that I can send the message. Did you write this T lymphocyte action? Suppressor T cells ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ ST cells ಅಂತ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? Memory cell last word is memory T. Sentence written under ST cells. Ida? Okay. This is, they stop antibody production after infection is resolved. Once the infection stops, the resolved, they stop the antibody production. Antibody production anna stop ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ? Once infection is stopped. Once again, I write it if you are not clear. It stops antibodies or antibody production once the infection is stopped. Let me write like this. This is called memory T cells. It remembers the antigen during secondary infection. It acts. ಆಯ್ತಾ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದು? Thank you. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಓಡೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾಳೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಚಿತ್ರನ. I'll just explain them. Already 120 member 95 idare, but it doesn't mean that you have to get lost like this. They are reducing. Okay, very good. I still am giving notes till the last moment. If I cannot complete, I'll finish for 10 minutes extra and I will do it. Written? Write the heading. Action of cell-mediated immune system. Action of cell-mediated immune system. CMIS. Write down. CMIS defends the body against virus, fungi, and few bacteria that enter the host cell. Few bacteria that enters the host cell. This type of immunity works even during tissue transplantations. Even during tissue transplantations. This immunity is provided by T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes, as given in the diagram. As given in the diagram. Did you all finish drawing fully? You have written everything in that because that is very important diagram for you. Okay, if you are written, you tell me what is the function of ST cells. ST cells, don't say SSS now. What is the function of ST cells? Come on, type. Yavaga, stop antibody production. Yavaga. When infection is resolved. Yavaga infection ಮುಗಿದೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅದು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಗುಡ್. ಆತರ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಾಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಫುಲ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? The complete test paper will have the full of immune system. Okay, good. Sari, ನಾಳೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಗೋಣ. Last class for immunity. Then other things we'll do later. Okay. See you then. Have a nice time. ಸಂಜಯ್ ಏನೋ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಏನದು ಸಂಜಯ್? ಇನ್ನೇನು ಸಂಜಯ್? ಇದೇನು ಸಂಜಯ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಿಂಗ ಏನಿಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಜಯ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. Okay, fine then. Leave now. See you. Bye.